Hi guys, what's up? It's your boy Nick here, and welcome back to another episode of the podcast. I want to inform you guys on some changes we're making. First of all, we're changing our name to the Absolute Banter Network, and second of all, we're going to start streaming our podcast on Spotify and Anchor from now on, as well as YouTube. So be sure to check us out there. In this video, we're going to grade some transfers, give some probabilities and some rumor transfers, and also talk about some news. So Ethan, man, how would you grade Rodrigo to Leeds United?
Rodrigo to Leeds, I thought it was kind of a joke when it first came out because Rodrigo is a capable player. He's shown he can score in La Liga. He's shown he can score in the Champions League as well and Europa League. Coming to Leeds, newly promoted team. He's going to do bits for their front three. He's going to really improve them up forward. If I'm going to grade this transfer being worth $35 million to a team like Leeds, I feel like they could have distributed the wealth maybe a little more than this, but they're making some good signings behind them. They're in talks with some other people from Dynamo Zagreb, however you pronounce that. But yeah, I'm giving this I'll give this one a B plus for Leeds.
I'll give it an A. I feel like Rodrigo's a proven goal scorer. He scored goals everywhere he's been. And Leeds United, they have a more attacking play style that fits the Premier League. And I feel like he'll bag at least 15 goals for them. I know the $35 million price tag might seem like a lot, but I feel like it's actually a cut rate price
You say
due to COVID.
15 goals?
At least 15 goals in the Premier League for them.
Ooh. And this...
Because I feel like he'll be their penalty kick taker, and they also play a fluid type of soccer. Like, they scored a lot of goals in the Championship, and I feel like they're really going to attack some of these lower Premier League teams and bag goals against them.
Okay, so if he scores 15 goals this year for Leeds, where do you think Leeds is going to finish if you can do that?
In between 8th and 14th.
All right, bold statement there by Nick.
Yeah. Do you think I'm wrong, or do you think they'll be relegated, or what?
No, I definitely don't think they're going to be relegated. I think they're going to do way better than people think they're going to do. But definitely finish 13th or higher, I believe, especially with Rodrigo and the signings they're bringing in. They're getting but this other Rodrigo kid, I think from Dynamo Zagreb or somewhere. But we'll get more news on that as it develops. But yeah, but definitely a top 13 finish. I think Leeds is going to surprise some people. And hopefully they're back in the Premier League to stay.
Yeah, they're a really fun team to watch. And talking more about the Premier League, Thiago Silva to Chelsea, how would you rate this transfer?
He's coming on a free. He is 35 years old. He's not going to be in there any type of future, but he should be there to help. He should be there to help with Empadu, with Tomori, help out with Zuma a little bit, just to teach them a little bit more about the game and give them the ropes more. I think they just bring him in there to be like a veteran in the locker room, not so much to play. Even though he did kind of show out in that UCL final, I feel like he's still got the quality in him. It's just I think they brought him there on the free for 2 years, just for the locker room presence. So I'm gonna give this one a C. It's a low risk. There's not really any reward you're probably gonna get out of this besides maybe him playing above average.
Yeah.
Hopefully, but it's the Premier League. It's pretty physical, so probably a C.
I would give it a B because, he's, like you say, he's a great locker room presence. He's going to help the young guys mature. And also he's going to do a short-term job. And he came for free, so that also attributes to him being a B. But the short-term fix will be good. He'll be a good president on Rudiger and Christensen to learn from him how to be strong number one center backs in Europe. But I feel like at his age he'll struggle in the physicality of the league. And he might not be able to play all 38 games even if he stays healthy.
I just really want to know how many games he's going to play.
Yeah.
That's what I'm really, really curious about.
The Premier League's known for having some really big physical strikers, and he's been playing for PSG for a long time where they lack that physicality in League One. So I'm interested to see how he'll adapt. But I think B is a fair grade because of the locker room presence and the short-term fix he'll help the team achieve.
Yeah.
Okay. But now moving on to the hottest story in Europe. Donny van de Beek to Man United. How would you grade this one?
This is a great signing for Man U, But they knew what they wanted. They knew what they needed to do, and that was to get midfield depth. Or just good young depth for the squad in general. And that's what they did. They went to Ajax. They got the steel pounded out in, a day, maybe 2 days?
pretty
was
much.
crazy how quick this one
Really quick
developed.
transfer.
Really insane, and I like how we saw the manager and Ole step up and really push to get this one through. This is a no-brainer, A+ transfer for sure. I think it's the transfer of the window so far, because you're getting a
Yeah.
young, capable starting midfielder, box-to-box midfielder, for 40 mil, but less than 40 mil, or was it 45 or something like that? But
It
still,
was 40 mil with ability to go up to
with
45 with
add-ons, yeah.
bonuses.
Yeah, so like I think it's the best bang for the buck so far in the transfer window. A+ move by Man U. Best signing of the transfer window. So
I agree
far.
with the A+ too. He can play anywhere in that midfield, and if we sub him in for, let's say Bruno gets hurt, Pogba gets hurt, we put Donny in, there's not that big of a drop in quality as we have seen in previous seasons. Like when you put Fred in for one of those players, he
Yeah.
has to play more defensive. But Donny van de Beek has the ability to attack, defend, play in the midfield, play quick passes, play long balls, start counterattacks. He has it all in his locker. And I feel like this is such a positive signing because now Man United doesn't need to rely on two players to create all the offense. They have a third one
Yep.
where they can start a really attacking
They
minded
have
midfield
another
or
playmaker.
rest someone.
How that can counter.
They can try so many things now.
Yep.
So I would give it an A+ as well. But now,
Great sign.
moving on to Willian to Arsenal on a free transfer. How would you grade this one?
You know, the Willian, he knows the Premier League in and out. He's played over 200 games in the Premier League. No. Yeah, he's played over 200 games in the Premier League. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to do it. It's just if he's capable of still doing enough at this age, which I don't think he is. He can still bang in the assists when he plays at that cam or plays at any of the wings, but it was a free, so as an Arsenal fan you can't be too mad, but you got to look at that contract. It just looks bad for Arsenal. So I'm going to give this a C-.
I would give it a D, and personally has nothing to do with his performance. He's a great player. He's going to probably make an impact for them. I just feel like it was a disgraceful transfer on Arsenal's part. They laid off a lot of employees, team staff, due to COVID-19, and then they go out and sign a player and pay him over £200,000 a week. That's kind of a scum move, in my opinion. They could have used that money to help the people who work for the club,
Yeah.
who make games possible, who help training staff, who keep the training facility clean. I just feel like it's disgraceful. And also more on the footballing side of things, he's going to take a lot of time away from their youngsters, who are mostly attacking players, and I feel like they should be the ones running the wings for Arsenal, growing to be better and bigger players.
I feel like he'd be great as a super sub, you know.
Yeah. But when you pay him that much money, is he going to be a super
Yeah,
sub?
it's so hard to pay someone that much to come off of a bench.
Yeah.
Especially with the financial standing that Arsenal's been in ever since this pandemic. Just it does not look good on them.
Yeah, it really doesn't. It's horrible PR for them. But moving on, let's talk about some probable transfers. Vidal to Inter Milan. What percentage would you give this a happening?
You know, I think Vidal wants to go there. Inter really wants him to go there. They've been in talk with his agents the last couple days, or day or so. You know, he hasn't really been playing all too well for Barca. Didn't really show up in the UCL against Bayern when they played, even though he was talking mad. Yeah, I think this is gonna happen. You know, I want to say it should happen, and I think it will. I'm gonna say 90% on this one.
I can agree with that 90, but I would go a little lower and say 80% because Vidal still needs to let Barca out of his contract so he can go for free. But once he gets out of it and him and Inter talk, I feel like it'll happen for sure because he's an Inter type of player. He's aggressive, fits the Italian league perfectly. Him and Antonio Conte obviously have a great relationship, and I feel like he'll make Inter better. Like right now, we can't see his potential and talent at Barca because the league is a little faster, but I feel like in a gritty Italian league, he'll be a perfect fit at that center mid position.
I think he'd really do well in Inter. He just needs to get out of Barcelona, along with a lot of players need to get out of there.
Barca needs a full rebuild of the squad, honestly.
Yeah, full rebuild.
But that's a discussion for another day, to be honest. Let's move on to James Rodriguez to Everton. How would you rate this?
This would be a great move for Everton. I mean,
yeah, I agree.
Thomas can score. He can pass. He's one of Pushka, you know. He's he's a great talent, good talent. I feel like he's overlooked at times. I feel like he hasn't panned out to what he could have been. The win he showed out for Colombia that year. But
Yeah, the World Cup was
yeah,
amazing.
that was insane. I wish he could have continued that, but just wasn't able to. But this happening to Everton, it'd be kind of weird seeing him go to Everton because I don't really look at Everton as like that high of a market team, even though they're definitely overlooked. But
Yeah,
they have a pretty nice size market, if I'm being honest, in England. But seeing him go here would be great. It would really help him out. I'm gonna say this maybe 70% chance.
I'd give it a 90%. I feel like his connection with Carlo Ancelotti, the manager of Everton, is strong. They had some time in Real Madrid together. And I feel like James needs a fresh start. And I feel like he doesn't cope well under pressure on big teams. So I feel like Everton would be a step down, obviously, from Real Madrid.
Yeah.
But it will help him because he would have less pressure on him. He'd be the best player of a team that's seen as average. And I feel like that low pressure would just enable him to elevate the club.
Yeah, no, he'd be a great signing. It's just my percentage is a little lower just because I think there's a possibility of teams coming to swoop in, because that's always a thing that you
Yeah.
got to think of in transfer windows. Because if a team sees another rival team or a team they don't like too much going in for a player and they're like, oh, well, we could pay at least $5 million more for this player, that they're going to go in and do it. I just hope
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Everton can lock down this deal and really help them get into top 6 or 7 next year in the Prem.
Yeah, this signing will make the Premier League so much more entertaining in every aspect. And talking about making the Premier League more entertaining, Dayot Upamecano is linked to Man United. How would you assess this one?
He has that release clause in his contract, but that's not up until next transfer window or 2021 summer. But he's shown public interest that he wants to play at Manchester United. If I'm not wrong, I think he was a Manchester United fan as a kid, or at least he was one growing up from what I've heard him talk about Manchester United. I haven't seen a lot unfold, but just that they're in talks and that we're eyeing them. If talks to more develop and we actually talk about the contract in personal terms, I think it's just up to RB Leipzig if they want to let him go before his release clause really kicks in, But
Yeah.
I'm going to give this probably a 60 to 50
60?
around there.
Yeah, I'm in the same range. I'm at a 50-50. I feel like this window especially, money really talks with these German teams, and if you don't pay what they want, they're not going to sell easily. And I feel like if Man United do dish out the cash for Upamecano, it might take away money from Sancho, and we all know Sancho's number one priority right now. So it just really depends how much money Man United is actually willing to spend. Because if they have a big budget, this makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah,
If they have a tight budget and they're just saving for Sancho, it makes absolutely no sense for
it's
me.
all about the money.
Yeah, so I give it a 50% because there's not too much out yet. But on paper, it looks amazing. It would make a big impact to the squad.
Yep.
Now let's talk about an interesting one. Gigi Wijnaldum to Barca if Thiago goes to Liverpool. How would you assess this?
This one's very interesting. Kind of outlandish, too, in a way. But, again, a Premier League side going after a player in the Bundesliga. The Bundesliga know that these English teams have funds.
Yeah.
So they're not going to give up these players for any less than what they really want for them. So it's going to be hard for Liverpool to get Thiago. Because I've been hearing things of Man U are trying to come in and swoop him, but just so Liverpool doesn't get him, because they know that Liverpool does not have the strongest midfield. That's their weakness. And getting Thiago would greatly improve that midfield. So why would it...
He would get so many assists
right?
in that team. Oh
exactly,
my God.
bro. He'd just be feeding them every game. So many chances created. So why would a top English team not try to come and swoop in this deal and try to drive up the price, right? It only makes sense. But then the Barca to sign Wijnaldum, if and only if Liverpool sign Thiago, it's not looking too realistic that Liverpool is going to even sign Thiago. And then the Barca to sign Wijnaldum part, that honestly doesn't look too bad on paper for both teams. But I don't really see this happening. I'm going to probably say 25-30%.
I would go with 25% too. The Wijnaldum to Barca part makes a little sense to me, but Thiago going to Liverpool said they're not willing to pay the 30 million that Bayern's wanting, and like you said with the German teams, they want their money and they're not going to take any cut
It's
deals.
just 30 million though. Did you see how he
It,
played in that UCL final though?
it's because he has 1 year left on his deal, so next season he will be free. So Liverpool would be assuming that he's going to join them for free next season.
Ooh, like, I guess
That's the thing that's holding up
I
everything.
guess that's the risk that Liverpool has to take. Maybe.
Yeah,
We'll see.
but it'll be really interesting if someone swoops in. But overall, the whole Thiago and Bayern Liverpool money controversy is keeping me at 25% for this.
Yeah, I'm not too hopeful about that whole situation happening.
Yeah. But now let's get into some news articles that came out today. Neymar confirms he's staying at PSG. What are your thoughts about that?
As a PSG fan, you got to be extremely happy about this. There's been rumors of Barcelona, trying to get him back at the club, trying to get him back in Spain, because
Yeah.
they could really use him. They could really use a Neymar in their team. But I think he fits in perfectly with PSG. I think they use him as they should. He fits well. He fits well in with their play style. He knows how to play with the players of that team. So it's a great choice for him. Don't know why he would move. He would be a fool to move to Barcelona at this moment. A fool.
Yeah, I think it's a really good decision he made to stay. The city of Paris really fits him. His ego, his fashion. The city of Paris is perfect for him. And also with the club, he really has no pressure in the season. It's going to be easy league victory for PSG all time, easy domestic cups for them. The only challenge is the Champions League, but I feel like making the finals this year is really going to boost their confidence and give them a chip on their shoulder that they should have been the champions. And next season, they'll make a really strong push for it. And I think in a couple years, or maybe even next year, we'll see Neymar as a Champions League winner at PSG.
I think that Neymar is going to have an insane season next year.
Yeah.
I think he's going to have a crazy... I'm not going to say breakout because he's as old as he is, but he's going to have a great season next year.
Yeah, people are talking a lot of shit about him, how he's washed. I feel like he's going to go out and prove all the haters.
Yeah, he's going to prove everyone wrong next year. Everyone.
Yeah, for sure.
Put money on that.
Also, for the last story today, Peter Cech, who's now the technical and performance advisor at Chelsea, said that Chelsea are sticking with goalkeeper Kepa Arrizabalaga. What are your thoughts on this?
They've had such a great window so far, Chelsea. They've
Yeah.
really improved their front. They've improved their midfield. They've improved their wing backs or defense, but they've done it all. The only thing I think they're missing is a goalkeeper. And, I'm not saying Kepa's bad. I'm saying he's really bad.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
saying
horrible. He's awful.
watching the highlights of the mistakes that he made last year in goal in the Premier League are insane. Like, you can't be making these types of mistakes when you're getting paid as much as you are and playing for the club that you're playing for. You can't be playing like that. No one deserves to be playing if they're going to play like that in the Premier League.
Yeah.
No one.
He makes so many mistakes. He's a horrible shot stopper. They paid over £80 million for him to be a goalkeeper who plays out the back, and he miskicks balls to lead to easy goals. Makes so many easy mistakes that can't be seen at the world-class level. And when you play for a club like Chelsea, that shit can't happen,
Yeah, and now they can't even sell him for 40 mil.
Yeah. He devalued his price so much, and now with COVID too, the whole market's screwed for him. I feel like they're keeping him because they can't get rid of him,
Yeah, no, he's going to have to make improvement this season. And then I think this is his make it or break it season.
Yeah.
If he doesn't perform this season, he's not going to be back with them. No chance.
Yeah, at the end of last season, even Frank Lampard, the manager, lost trust in him. He started playing Willie Caballero, the backup goalkeeper,
I would have done
over
the
him.
same thing if my keeper has a 55% save percentage. Jeez.
Yeah.
That's insane.
He's outside of the top 100 goalkeepers in the world, save percentage-wise, which is really, really bad.
That's crazy because I was actually interested in him coming to. I was actually really interested in him coming to England. I was like, oh, he's gonna do bits for England. I mean for Chelsea.
I thought that
he's
for
do
sure.
bits for Chelsea, but nope, just hasn't really done what he did at Bilbao.
Yeah, unfortunately. That's how it works out sometimes, though. But anyway, guys, that's all we have for you guys today. Thank you guys for tuning in. Just a reminder, we're going to be streaming on Spotify and Anchor from now on, as well as YouTube. And also, we're going to be getting our social medias running here soon. So please keep an eye out for that. Thank you, guys.
And also, we're going to have another video up Thursday or Friday, but look for that. And then another long one on Sunday or Monday. All right, guys. We'll see
Yeah.
you later. Be safe.
Peace, guys.